In a previous video, I talked about using the Revolve tool to create round part features. So we're going to get a little bit more into detail on this with some specific example. So we have this sort of a two-step diameter pin. We have a couple of diameters. Our outside diameter is 1.001, the large diameter, and the smaller diameter 0.624. Overall length of the part is 2.637, and the length of the larger diameter is 1.028. So normally, if we're using extrudes, this would take two sketches and two extrudes to do it. But if we use the Revolve feature, we can just do it in two steps. So one thing you have to remember in a Revolve is that we have to remember that we're wrapping something around an axis. So all that's being done is we're going to have to create the geometry above this center line. All right. So this is all we're creating is this shape. All right. And it's going to be one solid shape. It can't have this line going through it. It's just going to be one solid shape. And that shape will be wrapped around the axis. So it'll start here and go all the way around. It'll wrap around and become a 360-degree solid item. Okay, so over to Fusion now. We're going to create this. I'm going to probably bounce back and forth, but we're going to make a sketch on a plane. And the first thing we want to do is a line, construction line over on this side. I always just do everything the same way. I always put my construction line to the left, and I do all my work to the right. But you can mix it and match it if it works for you. I'm going to continue with the line tool, but I want to make sure that that construction line is not checked anymore because I need solids. And I'm just going to make that basic shape that we saw. All right, like that. We've got to make sure we do all our constraints. So this right here, this line's movable. I want to right click on that line and click on the line and then click on horizontal vertical. So it forces it that way. All right, looking at our drawing, I want this to be 2.637 long. So dimension this, 2.637. I want this one to be 1.028. Now, here's the tricky part, your diameters. We're not putting the full diameter, we're splitting the diameter by two because it's got to be the radius, all right, because we're only drawing what's above the center line. So 1.001 and 624, we can do it. It's very easy to do this. This right here, we're going to type in 0.624, then front slash, divided by 2. It'll do the math for you, all right? And then on the other end, we'll go 1.001, and again, slash divided by 2. And that automatically creates the right size. Okay, so that's one sketch. All right, then we're going to use our Revolve tool. It wants us to select the axis. See, this is blue where it says select right next to axis. We're going to click on this for the axis. Click OK, and that's it. We're done. We've got our part. All right. We can do a quick check on inspection. And we see that diameter is 1.001. And this diameter is 0.624, so we're good. All right, so that's one example. Let's go a little bit more complicated than that. I'm going to delete this. Not too much more complicated, but we've got another one I want to look at. All right. Get rid of this. Let's see what else we have here. There we go. This part right here is more like a ring shape. So we've got the outside diameter, the inside diameter, and the thickness of it. It's like more like a washer, I guess you could call it. So we're going to create that. So again, it's a little different. We've got to think of the center line, right? Center line going right through here. And what we're going to draw, the only thing we're going to draw is this up here. So there's going to be a space between what we draw up here. Right? There'll be a big space between here and here. And that makes sense because we got to create that hole with that space. Right? But you got to keep that in mind. So back to here, we're going to sketch. Again, we're going to start out with that construction line over here. Now I'm just going to use the rectangle tool. And up here, it doesn't even matter where I put it, right? Just, I got to remember to do that in construction, without construction lines. All right. I'm just going to make a little block up here. Now I'm going to dimension it. 375 is the thickness, side to side. Right. The distance for the inside is going to be 1.750 divided by 2, because it's supposed to be the radius, not the diameter. And then 2.560 divided by 2 for the large diameter. So from here down to here, 2.560 divided by 2. Right? Now, the only thing that's kind of off right now is this is not fixed at all. We could do that. What we could do is we could make another construction line from here up. And then we could say make this line collinear to that line. And that will fix it in space. Now it's not going to move. We're going to finish our sketch. Use our Revolve tool for this. Select the axis down here. And there we go. It wrapped itself right around. I'll slow that down a little bit and show you. See what happens is this wraps itself all the way around the axis. So because we started out with a space in there, it's going to give us that full space. And now we have a ring. Okay, let's see what else we can look at here. Oops, I just lost my tab. There we go. So we did the ring. We did that two-step pin. Now we'll do something a little more complicated. There's bushing. It's really the same idea, but again, we need to remember when we're thinking about how to create our sketch, we got to think about the fact that the center line of the part is here, and everything that we're drawing is what's above it. So it's from here over, because this is a space, we got to create that space. This way, this way, this way, this way, this way. So we're kind of creating this shape right in here. We are not going to create these lines. You know, it has to be one continuous loop, right? It can't be broken up by anything else. So this is the shape that we're going to make. All right, let's get rid of these. Start our new sketch. I'm going to put my construction line in here. And just for the heck of it, I will put another one up here. This way. Okay. Take it out of construction line mode. And now I'm going to go and make my line from, it was basically this shape. Okay, we have a closed loop that looks like that. And now we have to dimension everything. So from here to here is 1.090. Dimension 1.090. Messes this up a little bit, but I'm going to just move things around. That looks a little bit better already. 552 from here to here. And the overall length, 2.480 from here to here. Get that 2.480. Now our diameters, which we'll put in as a radius. So the first one I see is from here to here. So that's the small diameter of on the outside. That's the groove depth. 2.662 from here to here. 2.662 divided by 2. And then we have outside diameter 4.050. Can be from here to here. Try that again. 4.050 divided by 2. The next one down, which is this diameter, 3.785 from here to here. 3.875 divided by 2. And the last one is going to be this inside diameter. The ID from there to there. That's a radius. 1.882 is the diameter divided by 2. There we go. Everything's black, everything's good. We will want to revolve this around that axis. Okay, it's done. So that's some different ways you can start thinking about applying the Revolve tool. It can be very helpful in a lot of different designs.